Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
In 3 Things to Know today, one of the stories was about the Kohl's cash scam.
Easy to say.
I didn't mean to say it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Look, a lot of words every day. The Kohl's cash scam. And I know we covered it quickly in 3 things, but I have to say, and you seem to get it, Sam, you know, I watch a lot of true crime, but I'm not sure I even really understand what this man did.
Yeah, but your true crimes involve murders usually.
Yeah. Okay, so
And this doesn't, thankfully.
St. Louis man was convicted this week of a Kohl's cash scam worth more than $200,000. He used his Kohl's cash for in-store purchases. So, like, paint that picture. Here's a bunch of clothes and shoes and whatnot, and even candles. He would buy stuff in-store with his Kohl's cash and then use the same ones online to buy more stuff, the same Kohl's cash, before the store registered the transaction.
Right.
Okay, then he'd return the items and start all over again. I guess return them for actual cash.
Well, he's buying the things twice. Free using his cold cash. His cold K-O-H-L.
K-O-H-L cash.
We're talking department store here.
Right.
He'd buy it in the store and then he'd buy it online. So he's got 2 of them now using the same rewards points. Then if he brings them both.
That's already a scam.
Then he brings them both back either online or to the store. Then he is getting twice back for something he didn't pay for.
At all. Okay, now I get it.
Rewards points to buy it twice and then bringing it back.
Oh, man.
But here's the thing on that. For starters, it's kind of odd to me that Kohl's isn't deducting immediately. Almost every other thing that you have rewards points for, when the points are gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
And so it shouldn't be a difference in store. And,
instantaneous.
Computerized,
Right.
Yeah, it should be
Well,
instantaneous.
maybe that's why
And
he
then-
targeted them. Maybe that's why he hit them.
But then here's the other thing. You're going to get caught. Why? Because it's your name registered to the points, and it's all being tracked online anyway.
Murphy, the happy detective.
It's just fun.
You're going to get caught.
Well, I mean, to me, it's seriously, that's what it is, right? I mean, unless he was using aliases for his rewards points, but I don't think that's possible either. Your account number is your account number.
Let me explain this to you in terms you can understand, Jodi.
Oh, thanks.
All right, he committed a crime thinking he was going to get away with it. He didn't realize that 3 of the houses in the neighborhood had cameras on them.
Okay. You're right. Okay,
Thought he was getting
that's a
away
little
with
bit
it,
more like it.
But he wasn't thinking it through.
That's the reason, Murphy, that my favorite movie genre is gangster mafia.
Or like Catch Me If You Can. That was a cool movie.
It's
20
hard
years
for
ago.
me to understand that kind of crime. It really is.
Why?
I don't know. I can understand why so-and-so killed her husband or vice versa and all that true crime stuff. Like, that's psychology. But
I still don't understand
criminal.
why, though.
It's criminal psychology.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
all-
don't know. Just the white-collar crime, I guess you'd call it. Or I don't know if you call this guy white-collar or just,
this
retail
is
theft. He's
white-collar.
working a system. He's working in a system to his advantage,
He thinks
I
he
guess.
found a hole in the system, so he's going to exploit it.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
keep exploiting it, and they're going to catch you.
I wonder how much money he actually,
Doesn't matter
made.
now.
It doesn't matter now. He'll be sentenced in December. There was another story that
Is
we
he going to
didn't.
be sentenced in person or online?
What I'm saying to you is I would never attempt to do anything like this.
Well, you're not a criminal. That's why.
No, but I don't even see the sense in it, right? I wouldn't even understand what I was trying to do. It's harder for me to understand it. It's just hard for me to understand it. And I'm one for rewards points. Okay.
I mean, it's seriously, the psychology of it is the criminal mind looks at things differently. That's why you don't see it that way.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
look at
saying?
it as an opportunity to steal.
Right.
I know that from all the, even the true crime mafia type books that I've read.
Yeah,
it's all about stealing.
And that's the reason that forensics is the way that it is, because you're working to pull together all of the things at your disposal because you're trying to figure out how the person did it in the first place.
We have another one this week that we didn't get to in 3 Things to Know. I thought you might be interested in this. 14 people arrested during a huge theft ring, from a huge theft ring at Home Depot. This was in California. 14 people in connection. They call it the largest retail theft case in Home Depot's history. These guys, this group, this gang, whatever, grabbed over $10 million in stolen merchandise. Well, it's 71 stores they hit across California. And they organized the whole ring. They took electrical components. They were stealing those and then reselling them back to the brick and mortar store, but also on Amazon and eBay. So they were stealing from Home Depot and selling it back. I don't know how.
Well, at Home Depot, you'd have to bring it back to get a refund.
Right. It's another really intricate one of those things that I don't understand how it's done.
Well, I mean, selling on eBay, I mean, unfortunately, if
you're buying
it,
stolen
you're
goods.
listing it. It might take a minute for somebody to figure out that you're selling stolen goods on eBay, but eventually eBay, PayPal, all that's going to clamp down, on it. But, selling it back to brick and mortar doesn't mean selling it back to Home Depot necessarily. It could be selling it to, locally owned hardware stores or who knows what.
Yeah. It's another thing in the criminal mind to know what's hot.
Those rings, though, that's today's organized crime.
Yeah.
That's today's mafia style. The stories that you used to hear in the 30s and the 40s and all those retellings of things, it's today's version of that.
Right. They're called a crew, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they're called a crew.
It's just organized crime.
She wants to call it a crew. So.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind. That's all. I don't understand how it's possible. Like with the cameras, like you say, if I accidentally go near the front of a store with something in my hand, it goes woo, woo, woo. It just baffles.
Why does that baffle you?
Baffles that people can get away with doing these sort of things to retail organizations.
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like this theft ring, was concerned about that, or they had people on the inside that were helping them get, pieces of shipments out or whatever before it was ever caught, maybe fraudulently acknowledging invoices or something like that. I mean, that's how sophisticated these theft rings are. That's why people always say that, if that kind of time and energy was actually put towards something good, they would have the highest paying jobs in the world because they're really geniuses.
They run an amazing business.
Right. But, these theft rings that have been breaking into celebrity homes and, NFL players and all that, it's the same kind of thing. You're talking about doing something, I guess, that's unexpected, but it's extremely, I don't want to say well thought out, but I guess maybe it is. It's a plan. It's not just walking in, grabbing something, and running, and hoping nobody sees you.
That
it's elaborate, I guess.
That ring or that crew that's been recently arrested and nabbed or whatever you call it in those upscale L.A. neighborhoods. Apparently, and they're not releasing which homes or whatever, which celebrities, and it doesn't have to even be celebrities, just people of wealth. They said that they were using everything from these Wi-Fi jammers to, trick out because these homes do have security systems, elaborate security systems, but they were just, messing up the Wi-Fi, messing up the recordings at the times when they needed to get in and hit it and run. But they were also sticking their own cameras in flower beds and watching, and so they could know when people had left and the comings and goings of the family.
Yeah, I saw a story this week. I think it's L.A. about the drug gangs. The drug gangs are actually putting those cameras up on light poles around the city in the neighborhoods they control. And so you look up there and it's like, oh, well, there's the police light or the traffic camera or the police camera. It's like,
but
no,
it's not.
That's their cameras. They got them all up so they can see what's going on. And so the city is now
scary.
Caught on to this, and so they're going out and taking them all down.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? They'll have to continually do that because they'll put them back up. As soon as they clean them out,
they'll put them back up.
It's crazy. Where are all the true crime documentaries on this kind of stuff?
Well, I'm sure
maybe
they
it wouldn't
will develop.
be as I don't know if it would be as watched, but
this sounds to me like a 48 hours Dateline kind of whatever, that kind of a news show.
Some of the stuff you're talking about with the celebrities, it's kind of like watching those Mission Impossible movies because those and other movies, whenever there's a crew doing, they got the guy that's inside robbing them. Well, then there's a guy in the electronics room who's got his laptop. All right, cameras are fixed.
Right.
Or he's put on there a loop where it looks like there's nobody.
I know.
So I guess the movie stuff is translated over to real life now.
I guess
or the other way around.
Get ideas. All right. Or the writers of the movies get ideas from real life crime situations.
Yeah, it's what Sam said a little while ago. Once you find the weakness, the weak link in the chain or whatever, that's what they're going to go for. Now, eventually, that weak link will be shored up. Home Depot is probably going to retool their internal systems to make sure that an inside job is not going to be able to be done by employees. And I'm not sure whether this was actually employees or not.
That was so hard to understand for me, yeah.
But, if something like that happens on the inside, then you change your systems to make sure that, there can't be a fraudulent representation of inventory and that sort of
That's
thing.
why that's big business security.
Yeah.
Walmart, I'm a Walmart Plus person, and
Yes, Sam.
I love it for the shop and go or scan and go, where you can scan while you're shopping and just hit the register on the way out and
So
go.
strange, but yeah.
But
to me.
because of shoplifting there, they've cut back on the number of registers. They've changed the way that you check out. And lately, the past 2 months, most times when I check out, it says, hang on, an associate needs to check your cart.
Good.
And they come, and what they do is they scan 3 random things in your cart.
To make sure
that you ring those up.
Good.
And I mean, I haven't had a problem because I'm not shoplifting at Walmart, but it's just another little thing that they're doing on the way out to.
Yeah, and they have to constantly
slow
change
me
their
down.
systems, right? They're changing their systems to protect their inventory and their overhead or just whatever. Yeah. It's just hard for me to understand, and I wanted to, especially the Kohl's guy.
You're not a criminal, like Murphy said.
I know, but I want to understand what he did. Not to use it, just
I honestly, I don't know. He must have found a weak spot, because I guarantee you that, for every Kohl's, there are probably 200 other retailers that you could not do that.
He must have.
Anytime, you use rewards points at a Starbucks or I'm trying to think of other examples, or a Smoothie King, whether you're on site or not, if it gets scanned and it's done,
it's
you can go on your
instantaneous.
app. It's gone. Right, exactly.
Right away.
There's no.
Then the link being the weak link being that he knew, I guess, that it didn't happen instantaneously.
Yeah,
And
somebody
he
knew that. Right.
It was a timing thing he would go do.
Exactly. So that's a loophole. I'm sure they will close pretty quickly.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.